Okay, so this is probably my favorite thing to do with the Ableton sampler. That might be like a no-brainer to a lot of people, but I never see anyone do this, and it's maybe just like a little bit overlooked. You can do all kinds of stuff with this, but I'm gonna focus like on the percussion, kind of top loop area here. But the idea with the sampler is throwing in, I call them 128s. So like in my kits, I have some that I've already made here, like this one, and they're just there's this was percussion based, and it's full of just different percussion sounds, and I just keep them random. I think I said this one's cashmere because it probably got a bunch of cashmere samples in it, but it could be other stuff. It doesn't really matter, but the idea is in the sampler you have a sound per key, 128 of them, which is all fair and good. Kind of like, you could do the same thing with drum rack, but this is like a little more like fun, haphazard, and kind of quick to do. And for making like top loops over the tops of drums, like in this example, this is how I use it a lot, is like if I've tracked some live drums, like something like this, and I want to add just like layers like on the top of them, and it's just like very fun and easy way to do this. So I'll just show you how I make these, and then it'll explain itself. So I have 128 random samples. I have no idea really what's in these, but they are focused. Like I went in my loops section of my favorites, and I would just like type in hats, claps, and I just grab whatever showed up and just threw them here until I had 128. So I'm sure a lot of you know this, but you just take all these and drop them into the sampler. And if you just leave it as it is, it's going to play all 128 of them, and they're going to pitch down, kind of like just a normal sampler would. But for this, you want to go to your key zone and distribute the ranges equally, and this will give you all the drums. Yeah. So, but what's cool about this, to me, is whenever if you group this and you start messing with the mapping certain parameters that will affect the whole kit. Let's just do this and we'll see what happens. I almost always start with the ADSR. I'll map in your sampler settings. I'll map these to 1, 2, 3, and 4. So attack, decay, 2, 3, 4. So we got sustain, release goes to 4. And I just have to do it. I always do it like this. S, R. And the other ones will change just on my mood. Maybe I'll do, I will always do the pitch. I want to transpose it. And then we'll do the random pans, cool. Let's do the noise oscillator, which will come in handy. I don't know if you know, but you can access this here, and then I want to map the volume of it to 7. And I like to do this too. If you go to your MIDI effects and get your MIDI pitch, and that'll come in handy too. So let's rock this. Okay, so let's just make a loop. over the top of this. So like I'm pretending I track drums and somebody wants some like more exciting electronic stuff to put over the top. And I don't know what's in this pack. It's just, what's cool about this is that you're not sifting through libraries, which is boring. And you're really just using like your ears. You're not looking at the screen. You're using your ears and just feeling around the keyboard and finding something that like suits this beat in particular, rather than like it just happening to work out when you find like a loop from whatever splice pack. You can make your own, and they always sound crazy. You can make it depending on kind of what samples you have in there. I always get really crazy sounding shit when I do this. So yeah, let's just try it. I'm doing this, I'm going like overboard to kind of show you how easy you can like shape the loop just with these macro controls that I've made. Okay, let's get something that doesn't work. Okay. That's crazy. Okay, now let's mess with some of these controls. Let me turn the record on. Let's beat this for a sec. I mean, already that's pretty cool on its own, and I mean it takes no effort at all. You can just quantize stuff and just swipe your hands on the keyboard, and that's kind of the kind of result you get usually. So the reason I put this MIDI pitch in here is if you want to like totally change the sound, if you're not feeling the timbre of these sounds, you can just like scroll around and see what happens. And you can see how it's moving up in pitch. So it's just selecting different samples, you know. This is the noise oscillator. Now let's see how this is sitting with the original beat. You know? I mean, it's cool. Kind of just depends on what the song needs, but let's just do another one. And this time, I'm gonna mute the track and just swipe the keys and just see what happens. You know? Put record on. Okay, let's see what we have. cool. I mean, it's great. Um, and then also, I mean, you can just start beats like this too. Like, I always get carried away. I just want to play around with it. That's what's so fun about it. Let's turn. Let's feel around. What else we have? Oh wait, I started it anyway. Okay, let's say maybe it's a little messy. Let's turn the click off. All right, now let's just deal with it. Let's see what we can get. First, usually I would mess with the sustain. If I want to shorten it, if it's a little messy, you know. What else? And you kind of start messing with like just recording the automation on the loop. Let's see. Cool. So now we're selecting different combination of sounds. And you know, like this is just, we're not looking at waveforms. We're just like listening and just like messing around till we have something cool. And to make this sound manually with like going through my libraries and just like trying to put together some sequence would take like an hour. It would take a really long time to come up with this, but like this is just swiping your hands across the keys and just listening to it, and it's so satisfying and fun. And well, see what else could we try? Try. Now, let's see what this sounds like with just a random drum beat. It's great. Always. I think you get the idea, but like this is what I love about this is just I want to just make another one. See how fast we can do it. Let's see. Wait, I meant to make a shorter loop. Let's see. more time. And so, and then like things being locked to the grid can be kind of boring. I've been like kind of quantizing these just since I'm like so haphazardly just swiping my hands across the keys, you know. But like you know, obviously go into your groove thing, and if you want to get something like this swung a little bit, let's turn this annoying click off. See. You know, I think this, like these drum beats are not swung, so let's hear how it sounds with this. And I'll talk about one other thing that's kind of cool with this is for doing like, you know, a lot of times you'll want to do a layer of claps like over the snare to give the snare some like variation. Like let's see if I can find like a electronic loop where it's a little bit more stagnant and sterile, and you want the different snare hits to have a little variation over it. We're gonna find one of those. Four on, no, I think like Oliver thing. I think he has some like 4 on the floor ones. Okay, whatever. I'll get it. What is it, 90? Okay, so let's say you want to do like another layer of claps over the top. It's also really great for that because you're again just using your hands to get like the right amount of like lag and spread over the top layer. Like I don't even know what's in this, and I just, it's already kind of like, it feels good. Let's see what. Cool. Yeah, I mean that's great sounding. And if you want them to sound like a little more together or something, you know, you kind of distort them. Since you have like, you know, this is a layer of like 12 samples over the top of each other, sometimes the frequencies can kind of clash and be a little messy sounding. But I usually just refer to the decay for that. Delete that. Yeah, like, I mean, how cool does that sound? And it's like I feel like I'm not even in control of it. You know, you just mess with these parameters, and they always give you something new and fun. Anyways, you get the idea. Uh, it's a great little trick. Some of you might already know it, but yeah, I hope that's helpful to any of you. Thanks.